Yeah. Yeah. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. For show? For show. Okay. Refresh that. Bump that over. Pop out that chat. Pop that chat. Cue up a YouTube. Let's go post that we are indeed alive. We are alive. Yes, folks. Contrary to popular belief and superstition, we are indeed alive. Okay. Also, we are live, not just alive. Do 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 do. Let's go post our going alive. Self promo, yes sirree. Hey, it worked this time. All right. Boom, 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 and because we want more folks to stop by, let's get ourselves a server invite. Invite the people. Invite the people. Discord. Bam. Bam. Pin that message. Forever. Bam. Okay, I think that is all of our housekeeping. I do believe that is indeed all of our housekeeping. Oop. And my eBay alerts always come through at 7:59 p.m. That's nice. That's nice. Oops. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't do that. Okay. Gonna put our sounds down just a little bit. Okay. And now, folks, let's see. We are going to set some stuff up. But first, I think we'll hop on over. Oh, we got an ad break anyways. All right. Let's go over to dev. Let's go dev. Dev with the dev. Where did we have this one? Okay, we got it at the top of that cube. Okay. Ooh, and a nice crunchy rock track. That's awesome. Oh no, not the whole screen. Not the whole screen. Behave yourself. Don't get greedy there, Unity. Cough. Okay, there, and a little bit down here. There. Yeah, that looks about right. And because we want all of our fun stuff, let's see what we can do here. We need to get the tracking set up, because that was a lot of fun last time we did that. Okay, is this the no, I think it was the other one. So while I'm getting the VR set up, the part of VR, you know, I don't need my headphones on while I'm doing that. All right, let's see. You know, I think it was the other one, wasn't it? It would be nice to have this all put together at once, wouldn't it? Ah, yes, there we go. Yes. So, as we're waiting for folks to come rolling on in, gonna get the VR set up again. The slime VR, that is. I should probably run that. If I'm expecting to run that, I should probably run that. Where are you? You wonderful little slime. Now, I'm not doing the Not doing the Wrangler, I don't think. Let's see. Let's see. Gotta make sure that's on the Wi-Fi. I'm pretty sure they all have to be on the same Wi-Fi. Oh, yes, we do need a different port here. That's exciting. I had to restart my Wi-Fi router. Everything is in a different spot now, which is super annoying. I really need to assign. There we go. Okay, that one's done. I really need to assign static IPs to things. I think that would be swell. Okay, so you go here like a little tiny carry-on package. Okay, and for funsies, where's my other one? You can go here and also go to the new IP address. Connection successful. Okay, so we got chest and we got hip. It is recommended we do a full reset. Yes, let's. Okay, we got the bend, we got the twist. Oh, that is hilarious. I love it. I love it. Okay. I do believe we have more exciting tracking now. Although since we're not using the Joy-Con, I'm not sure how we do the reset. Maybe we just wiggle a bunch. Okay, does it work? Does this work? Oh yeah. Let's boot up the unities and see if that's working as intended. I think I do need a bandolier. Not sure how this is gonna work. How do I keep it from sliding down my chest? I don't exactly have chest assets. I do not have chest assets to keep my VR tracker from sliding down. So one moment here, you probably hear some jingle jangles. This is me trying to figure out how to keep this up here. Yes, I definitely need some kind of like shoulder holster or something. Get up here. Get up here. Welcome to some stuff. In fact, we're gonna have big stuff. There we go. Okay, let's go over here a little bit. There we go. Let's have some big scuff as I wobble around. Put this one up here. Yeah, I need like a concealed carry holster or something. Or, yeah, I'll just wear a backpack. Wear a backpack and make sure everything is just hanging up there. So yes, we're still setting up the stream. In case you haven't figured out by my distracted and erratic movements here. Come on. There we go. It has been yet another day of not having any time to do any kind of setup. Sorts. Not any time to do any kind of setup. That's right. So how are we all doing? That, you know, that's good enough. That's good enough. I still think this is fun. So, can we lean in? behind you. Punch all down. Get ya. All right. Okay, so let's do some leaning. Okay. Did we need to mirror our tracking? I forget. So if we go like this, okay, that's that side. That's that side. It doesn't quite solve the shoulders properly. I think we need extra trackers up here. And also, I am wearing a baggy sweatshirt. It's a little cold. It's a little cold in the office tonight. Can we lock that? Will that be fine? Yeah, I guess that'll be just fine. All right. So yeah, it's a little cold in the office today. The furnace hasn't been running because it's nice out. Nice-ish. Nice-ish. So. Oh wow. We get the skiing. We can go skiing right here. We're leaning so far forward. Very off balance. Where was I? Yeah, so we have some nice tracking. Nice tracking of sorts. We can go side to side. Lean back a little bit, lean forward. Might need to recalibrate it. But I think this is pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. Let's go and visit our favorite head in a jar. Okay. Maybe zoom out just a little bit. Why are our feet not on the floor? Are our feet on the floor? Oh, they are on the floor. Okay. So one of the perks of having a couple of tracking points at least is we get our feet on the floor and we get some IK, which is inverse kinematics. Get some inverse kinematics not only for our arms, which is handled through the leap motion, but for our feet. Down, down. Oh, obviously my hands can't track where the tracker can't see. Yeah, we get a little bit in our legs. We can crouch just a little bit. Well, that's fun. So what we are currently using, I'm just gonna snag the camera right there. Do. Scratch my head a little bit. Take a deep breath. Oh, look, I can go up on my tippy toes. I wonder what would happen if I would actually stand. I'm floating. Yeah, we're not at a standing desk. So, the standing is a little forced, a little faked. And we're sliding down my chest. Okay, let's put this earpiece back in so I can jam along with the tunes. I did miss my tunes during the workshop stream. That was a bummer. Oop. And I do need to fix my model over here. Expressions. How do we turn off the experimental face? The new mouth. Control Alt Shift F8. Control Alt Shift F8. Ta-da! I still need to bring this guy into the Unity project. Oh man, my toddler is not happy. Hopefully the music's drowning him out a little bit. He's not happy to be put to bed. But he's banging against the walls. Kids. Okay. So what we're using for tracking right now is the usual stuff. We'll start with the usual stuff. We have an iPhone over here. You know, in the new office, we're going to set up a alternate reality toggle so that I can switch it to the operator's office. The quote unquote real world that some of you live in. Some of you. Quote unquote real world that some of you live in. So we can see what the desk setup looks like. And then maybe track some things. I think it'd be interesting for like tutorial and comparison type things. You know what? I'm going to do a repositioning here because now that everything's settling into where it's going to hang. Am I slouching? Where's Nyx? Where's Nyx with the fix my slouching? There we go. Because we're doing something a little bit different than last time. Dun, 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 dun. So we're trying out Slime VR again. It's been about 2 weeks now since we had our last dev stream. So what we're doing right down here. There he is. I was just talking about you. We're trying out the slime, but this time we probably won't rotate around every like 2.5 minutes because on my chest here, I'm using a phone. Oh, I called you out. I didn't mean to call you out, Alert, but you always do hit me with the posture checks when I'm actually slouching. You have a sense for it. So over here we have an old phone. It's the one that does Rusty's tracking, the robot's tracking. And over here is my current phone. So I'm running OO tracker on both of them, like OO. I'm running OO tracker on both of these. So the chest is strapped to my chest, right here. Hand tracking says it's on my stomach, but it's right here where my tie is. And then sitting on my desk is the other phone. So what that allows us to do, oh, there you can see the little preview. That's cool. You can see the little preview. The preview is kind of funky because it hinges at the head like I'm on a clothes hanger or something. But yes, what having 2 of these trackers allows us to do, it gives us twist. And like I said, since we're not using the Joy-Con, the experimental Joy-Con, I probably won't twist around and around and around and around. Ooh, been thinking that since creating a VRM lets you test your model in Unity, ta-da! With tracking, wonder if you should learn the shader stuff instead of creating your own program. So, shader stuff is on my to-do list because, well, so one of the different things is, and would you be sticking with kind of a anime cartoony kind of look, kind of shading? Because that kind of makes a difference. So what we're using here is we are using lit and unlit shaders, just basic Unity shaders, because I'm going for the flat shading aesthetic. You know, I'm not going for like shiny stuff. I'm not going for cell shaded yet. That would be a fun toggle. But I'm going for this flat kind of dull plastic look. Except of course for anything that lights up, like the eyes. Because the eyes in the dark, oh, they're the best. I'm gonna stick with the kind of cell shaded look. Okay, yeah, so there are different shaders you can use directly within Unity. I think you can even pull in the Vroid shaders, if I remember correctly. But one of the things that I'm going to learn now that we're going into Unity 6, well, we've been waiting in Unity 6 for a bit, but shader graph. Node-based shaders instead of, let me pull up one of the Rusty shaders here. Rusty Biz materials. Here we go. So for instance, here is, can we see this? Yes, we can see this. Okay, so I'm using just a basic lit shader for my stuff because I want that, I like that soft shaded look for this. But this, you can graph out just like you can in Maya. And I think, doesn't Blender have node-based shaders also? I think pretty much everything has node-based stuff nowadays. So instead of having all these and not knowing what's behind it, can Can you break it? Oh, no, it's opening Visual Studio. Okay. Well, anyways, there's a whole thing called the shader graph. Super powerful. Very much reminds me of Maya because that's what I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar with how Blender does things. But yes, absolutely, you can get the cell shaded look, outlines, shadow control, which is very important for cell shading. Oh yeah, that's all there. That would all be there. And you wouldn't have to do it like... Yes. You wouldn't have to do it like this. The hard way. So this is what the universal render pipeline shader looks like. With some squiggly lines. That's fun. And we're just gonna put this back off to the side for now, because we'll be using it later. Yes, I definitely want to dig into shader graphs, because both for special effects and for like particle effects and stuff, and for the shaders themselves. Definitely want to dig into it. It's lower priority because we've already got this, you know? So it is roughly on the timeline for after I learned more of the animation control stuff. I didn't hook up my my hotkeys yet. Let's get that taken care of. And yet another one of my old phones. I was going to do a trade-in deal. Trade in one of my old phones for a new one, but we would have had to add another phone line. Didn't quite want to do that. Connection error. Trying to... Oh, I unplugged my router, so I have to put the new IPs in on everything. Because everything that does this VTuber stuff, there we go, needs an IP hooked up to it. It needs to know exactly where it is. What I really need to do is just put my desktop on a static IP, and then I don't have to do this every single time. But yeah, I had to set the trackers, I had to set the iPhone, I had to set the touch portal, all the things. But yes, no, fun stuff. So much fun stuff. And then that's one of the problems with being a generalist too, is there's too much fun stuff. There's just so much to learn. Like every aspect about being a solo indie dev. I mean, because I've come to the not the realization, but you know, the is what it is that I am a solo dev. I'm just working on my own little joy here. In Rusty we trusty. Yes, the Trusty Robot Factory, a division of Trusted Telecommunications Services, or TTS. That is one of the things I should do tonight. I wonder how long that would take. It shouldn't take too long. Oh, we're in the wrong program for that though. Let's boot up the other Unity project. That would be Asset Library. Wait for that to load up. So we can get rid of the default logos, the people who made the lovely assets, and put on our own. And just to be a heathen, I'll probably use MS Paint for now. Yes. Let's boot up this while we're loading. Let's load this while we're loading the things we're loading. Yeah. But yes, we are using a slime. We're using the slime trackers. Not the official slime trackers. And if you live in the US, good luck getting those. Sad too. I think they were anticipating a shipment in like this month still, so who knows if that's actually coming in. Couple things I do want to add in. More camera control. Why are we able to zoom out so nicely? Interesting. I wonder if I fixed the thing I was just going to talk about fixing. Oh, maybe I did. I think I did. I think we're both zooming out and changing the field of view at the same time now. I must have fixed that a few streams ago. I did not I did not write that down or put a checkbox next to it. Whoa. Oh, we're loading in. Did not put a checkbox next to that. I was just thinking about this today too as I was doing day job stuff. We're doing a huge overhaul. All sorts of stuff. Huge code revision overhaul. Like, man, I don't have any version tracking or version control in this project. So, or change logs. So how do I do that? Then I thought, you know what? If I do it on stream, I just have to go look at the VOD and I can see exactly how I changed things. Now, if I don't do it while recording, then we have a little bit of a problem at least. But no, I think I have the lighting pretty much nailed with how I want it to be. The lighting and the look. Oh, there we go. We got our twisting. We can move around a little bit. A little bit. I do have exciting news, at least, you know. There we go. There's chat. Unity, don't cover up chat. How dare you? So, don't think I mentioned this, but I was able to find a used VR kit on Marketplace. So I am now a VR haver. And it's fun. It's fun. And I'm not getting motion sickness, which is hugely important for me. Because I do get motion sickness with a lot of things. Some video games even. So when I tried out VR a few years ago with friends, let's see, what was that? The Vive 1, the original Vive. Yeah, I got motion sickness after like 5 minutes or so, and maybe 10 minutes, depending on which game we were playing. But I had a Vive Cosmos Elite. So it's not quite a Vive 2, you know, Vive Pro 2. And it's not an index, you know, it's like just a smidge below the index for resolution at least. And the tracking is really good on it so far. Oh, you couldn't get an index in New Zealand. I heard about that. Like Australia and New Zealand, you just could not get indexes. I think he had problems getting the Vive too. Or the Vive also, I think. I don't remember. I've been doing a lot of research over the last couple months, trying to figure out which set I wanted to go with. Like which would be enough. Because we have original Vives coming up on like our marketplace and whatnot quite frequently for pretty decent prices. But I knew that when like the resolution wouldn't be quite enough for my eyes. But yeah, no, the Cosmos is pretty cool. It's pretty good, and it's got the base stations. So I got the little noise boxes on the walls that are tracking it. And I picked up also on market. I picked up an extra tracker for super cheap because somebody had gotten it like an Amazon return crate that you can buy and then, you know, part out yourself. So yeah, so I got a tracker super cheap. So what I'm thinking is I hook up the VR stuff, not wear the headset, because then you don't get my lovely eye movement, and well, there will be more mouth movement soon. But yeah, you won't get my facial expressions in my eyes doing stuff. But if I put the tracker on top of my head, then I can have the iPhone sitting directly in front of me. So no matter which way I turn, it'll be able to track my face. I don't know if I want to wear one of those like shoulder rigs to do that though. But it would definitely give better tracking. So maybe if I save that for recording, like if I'm recording actual footage, you know, like me walking around and stuff. Maybe using the Joy-Cons on the feet. So I can stand around and fidget about. We'll see. We'll see. Oops. We're losing. I need more holsters for one thing. But yeah, no, it's an exciting thing. And I'm also kind of excited to put like all of this in VR and like, well, unfortunately y'all wouldn't be able to see it, but you know, just spend some time just chilling in Rusty's world. That'd be cool. Oh, well, have fun, Nix. Again, sorry you guys down under are forgotten by the tech companies. And you got your own dollar-a-doo problems too, unfortunately. It is a world we live in. It is a world we live in. I am glad that in anticipation of not getting political, but anticipation of January this year, I bought a couple things from like AliExpress or from eBay that I know would definitely go skyrocket in price. So that's why I'm able to have Rusty's stepper controller for his neck, because I bought 2 little CNC kits from AliExpress. So they come with the little stepper drivers and the circuit boards and all that. That's that little red control board. I keep losing. I don't have enough lights on. I was gonna say I keep losing iPhone tracking here when I turn my head to the side. There we go. I didn't have enough light, and the iPhone doesn't appreciate that. That's funny. Again, something that would be taken care of by the extra tracker. Yes, so I bought a 2-pack of the little CNC kits, which is the little red circuit board that was going to be running Rusty's robot neck, and some extra servos, the little tiny servos, like the ones that control the lens aperture and the ones that are going to control the eyebrows. But yeah. Oops, that's not the one I was going to type. Is it this one? No, not that one. This one? Okay, it could be this one. It could be this one. I have not done the intro in forever. Welcome to the Rusty Robot Factory. I need to just label my hotkeys or get them onto the little Stream Deck thing. There we go. That's what I was going for. We do not have chat properly enabled. That's interesting. Wonder if that's another thing that changed because I changed IPs. Look at. Oh, maybe we should do this today. I think to celebrate, we should absolutely take care of this over here today. Because as much as I love, oops, there we go. Come on. As much as I love this good old glowing blue Rusty Robot Factory text, the placeholder logo, we can get rid of that. Oh, and also get rid of the hideous green screen. I forget how hideous it was. So we're gonna be popping up in Maya too, just for a bit. Yes, because I had to think. Did I bring over the EPS file when I transferred everything from my old desktop computer to this one? So let's load up some Maya too. We're doing all sorts of stuff tonight. That wasn't even on the to-do list. But we've got the new logo. Assuming I put it in a decent findable spot. Let's go find it. And where I dropped it on the desktop here. Oh geez. Hi there. Hello. Oh no, it is not in a decent findable spot. Okay. Maya, you are huge. There we go. Too many things open. Too many things open at once. And one moment. There. Had to adjust some things on the phone. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. You know, the Twitch dashboard is always being super helpful. Super helpful in telling me when I can hop onto stream. And then when you actually want to use it, there we go. And when you actually want to use it, it doesn't take you right to the dashboard. So hold just a moment of, there we go. Technical difficulties in the house. Oh no, I don't get my, oh, I lost my mug. Oh, this model doesn't have the mug. Oh, I'm sitting here trying to toggle my mug and it's not there. Okay, there we go. We have to turn off a couple apps here. There we go. Am I back? Am I back? Yes, I am mugless. I'm mugless. I do have some of the other hotkeys. Like I can still zoom in and out, so that's fine. In fact, I think I should be able to like swing around the screen too. Yeah, there we go. And back. Zoom in. Oops. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. There we go. So the reason we don't have our mug is because I didn't add it to this version of Rusty. Ooh, we got a little hand tracking problem there. Sadly, we don't have the Fingies version. This is not the Fingies version. That is one short hop away. One short hop away. But this one is a little bit more expressive. And we can do things like squint. See? We can squint with this eye. That was not an option before. And we can go large. Like a surprise. So yeah, it has better eye tracking and a lot more blend shapes. You won't notice it as much because this was the experimental face, which I have disabled right now. We still do have better mouth tracking, so we can do things like you know, a little bit. It's the little things. Oh, and also the paper tray moves with my eyebrows. Yeah. So this is like the in-between. And also very importantly, I fixed that one hanging vertice for the weight paints. I'd always have a little triangle come out of my neck when I would move my hand a certain way, because for some reason, one little vertice in the neck here was weight painted and it had influence from the thumb. But you don't notice it when you're this small. Yes, we have more control over the eyes right now, so that's exciting. And the eye tracking seems to be doing very well. I'm excited to get this model in here. In here, we don't currently have. Oh yes, and that's also the reason we don't have a headset, because the headset and the mug are going to be part of the character, so I can toggle them within Unity and not have to remember the hotkeys over here to be able to like cycle through the headwear. Yes, so that's another exciting thing. Do I have that set up already? Let's find out. Where's my lad? I should rename this. Oof. Oh yes, and it gets rid of this problem too. I finally discovered what this problem was. I have my origin set wrong on that export. Well, and all previous exports to this one. That's also why the tracking was a little off previously when I tried this this full body-ish tracking. I say ish because I'm not tracking my feet. So they half body? Half body? Though I gotta say, last time was kind of fun when I just kept having to reset because I kept spinning around and around and around. Again, I would love to get like actual full tracking, because then things like my arms would resolve better and stuff. But I'm not. I think it'd be more for like recorded content. Because for dev content like this, or 3D modeling, or even art stuff, I'm sitting down. I'm not moving all over the place. I know of a bunch of creators that do that, and it's great, you know, standing desks and all. And they're moving around more, and you take little breaks and move around. That's not quite me. That's not quite my style. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, where is our hand? And can we just do... Can you select the hand? It is not letting us select just the hand. Okay. So let's go through our skeleton and see what's on them bones. Well, first let's check out the head. So the head currently has the stuff I would expect it would. We've got the Patlabor headset. Okay. Scope dog helmet. Yeah. Fun fact: the fighter ship is here. This is for flight mode. When I toggle flight mode, I turn the ship and everything attached to it. So the engine trail, that all gets turned on when I switch to flight mode. Oh, we have a test of the... Oh, look, we have a test of the Patlabor antenna. That can go away. We have wave mouth, which definitely crashed our stream more than once. That is something that comes over from OBS into Unity, and maybe it's fixed because all the spout back and forth video stuff and all the sharing in and out between Unity and OBS for me, I have set up through spout. So maybe that's fixed now, but I'm not gonna test that on a live stream. Ooh, an FPS cam is attached to our head also. Okay, because an FPS cam has to be where the first person is, and that is somewhere between your eyes. Behind your eyes? Behind your eyes, yes. So all those things are toggled on and off, but I would love, and the plan is, for these things, well, not these things, for the hats, anything I consider a hat, or a helmet, a headset, maybe a monocle, fake mustache, who knows. You know, I look pretty fetching with a goatee. Maybe I need a big old bushy beard or there we go. Mirror Universe Rusty. Mirror Universe Rusty needs an evil goatee. Should put that on the list. So any of those things will go under a head mounting point. And then I'll just toggle through them. So I won't need to write code for each and every one of those things to check if it's active or, you know, or not, which we currently do whenever we toggle the headgear. What it'll do is it'll be just like in a real game. You have something in your collection of head objects in this case. You can just toggle right through them. It'll just go to the next object in the list. I'm looking forward to that. I have the code screenshotted somewhere. but we're not going to do that on stream. We try to avoid coding on night streams, especially busy streams right now. Still debugging the huge project at work. Progress is made. Progress is being made. Okay, so clavicle right. Let's do the right hand. Aha, here we go. We started setting up the hand mounting point. That's where we have the flashlight. Okay. So essentially what we have here is an empty game object, because Unity calls things game objects if it's here. And I'm using it like a group or a container. This container only holds a flashlight right now. But what we're going to have for the head is the same thing. I need a better naming convention. So like head point. Head point would be a good one. This wasn't what we're going to do, but head point. Probably want point head. We'll go with head point for now. Yeah, what we're going to do, and we should be able to do this no problem right now. Let's move these here. And move that right there. So the head point will always be toggled on because it's just a container. It's just a spot. A spot at the head joint in this case, because that's where I created it. So that's why if you look right here, it looks like it's, you know, somewhere. It's at the base of the head box, because that's where I put the head pivot. Just like it is, well, very, very close to how it is for the IRL robot. Slight difference in how the two operate, because I can cheat a little bit or alter things to how I want with the real robot. The real robot has a slightly different kind of pivot. It's not pivoting off of pivoting off of the same joint like a human head would. It's kind of rolling off of that joint, which is easier to show, I suppose. Where's our trailer? Oh, here you go. Wait. Oh, go back. Find trailer. Pause. Okay, so if you look right here, and we could just bring it up in the software, I suppose. So here is Rusty's head joint, right there. This is a slight angle. This is at a slight angle. But basically, it's at the right next to the bottom of the big box that is my head. Yes. Now where it is on Rusty, the pivot point is slightly different on the robot. Let's get a Rusty calibration going here. Okay. So it might not be super evident, but what's actually happening is his head is being offset by about this much. Is the distance between the large gear and the small gear, between those two pivot points. So it's about, I can measure it right here. What is it about 2.5 inches. I don't know what that is in metric units. It's only freedom units. So what that does for us is this would actually, in the original old plans that I kind of abandoned, this would have allowed Rusty to put his head 90 degrees. So that like the lens would be on top and the screen eye would be on the bottom, or vice versa. Because he'd be able to completely put his head from horizontal to, not like a human head could be. And it wouldn't hit his neck. because it'd be rotating off to the side of the neck. I thought that was a fairly ingenious solution for that problem. So if you, it's hard to tell here, but if you look very closely, so when his head is flat, if you look where it is, can I hold this right here? And then, so you see how far over it is now? And oops, man, this is easier if I had the robot going. Well, anyways, his head's actually it's not wobbling on one little point. That's where I'm going with this. It's moving over as it rotates from side to side. I'll show you all on Wednesday, assuming he behaves himself. Back to dev. Back to dev. So the head point, where I'm also going to drop in the headset. Ooh, let's get out of here. I don't need to be zooming that big. Yep, that's where I'm going to drop in the headset, which I could do now. I don't have that in stock. Oh, we are getting way ahead of ourselves, though. Unfortunately. I think we're going to put that aside for a second. Yes. Logo first. Then, you know what? Then we'll bring in the headset. I'm going to put that on tonight's to-do list. Headset. I think it'd be nice to have the headset brought into all this. Because it's already made. It wouldn't be rigged up the same unless I set it to do so. Because right now, these items just pop into existence. They just go pop. But what I could do is when I do a toggle to equip. There we go. When I do a toggle to equip, I could have them scale into existence. You know, like enbignify and shrinkify. It'd probably be a nicer look. Or they could do the, you know, the technological thing where they fizzle in a bunch of shiny pixels or cube voxels or something like that. The voxels could be cool. The voxels could be cool, actually. We'll have to try a bunch of things. Another fun thing is I can just have it activate any kind of effects. We don't have a whole lot of effects in our game. That is something I do want to add. The factory project has a few effects. There's some fire. There's dust. The whole inside of the warehouse is dusty. And that is great. But yes, we are getting off track as we do. Let me get this set up a little bit nicer. And because I'm not using my whole monitor, I'm not sharing my whole monitor. I have to manually adjust the edges for OBS. It's kind of funny. I could share the whole screen, but then I don't know if the text would be too small for when I stream it to you guys. I don't know if that'd be a problem. Okay, now let's bring in our EPS file that we worked on last time. One of the last times. We're gonna bring that over to Maya. Caps lock is on. Really? That's a cool warning. I've never seen Maya give me that warning before, so that's kind of cool. Okay, let's go to modeling. New scene just for fun. Sometimes I swear the default scene comes with baggage. It might. It might. Come on. There we go. Logo, fin, EPS. Here it is. Oh, interesting. It has the corner reference point. It has the artboard. Oh, and it did everything. That is very interesting. It grabbed all the layers. I don't recall putting all the layers in, but that is okay too. So you can kind of see the iterations. Because one of my workflows for just designing things is to copy the layers and then hide them. Because if I go too many steps and I don't want to just undo, you just delete the current layer and bring back one out of hiding. It's something I've definitely brought forward from my photo editing days, when I do lots and lots and lots and lots of photo editing. Oh, and if you saw on, well, at least on Discord, don't know if I posted them on the socials. I did change the R. I don't think I posted on. You're getting it here first, unless you're a fine member of our Discord. But I did make the R the same height as the rest of it. Little creative resizing. There we go. You know, it's the little things. Little things when you can see some artwork being used for me, it's for other purposes. You know, something that I didn't necessarily when you see it, there we go. Let me rewind. When I see something I've created outside of its program or setting that I created it in, you know, for this, it's, hey, I did this in, well, first on paper, but then on Illustrator. Now it's going to be 3D, and that's just cool. I'll be able to use it all over my project, right? Or if I see, you know, my day job, if I see a logo I've made there on the side of a building or a billboard. Back in the day, some other stuff that I've done, you know, seeing that in print or something, it's like, oh, it's kind of cool just to see it in production. I mean, this looks cool just putting it at an angle like that too. But what we're gonna do, oh, let me see if I remember the best, easiest way to do this. Is it just to fill in the blanks? Mesh. Current selection doesn't match the selection type. Do I really have to do that to each and every? Okay, what do we have here? What do we have? Ah, they are curves. Okay, so we need to convert these to polys. That makes sense. They're literally coming in as curves. And yeah. So if we wanted to, we could, even though they look straight, except for right here, if we wanted to edit them, we could edit them right here. Let's see, where's the edit curve? Add points, Beziers. You know, so we could. Well, this is the wrong tool for that. But anyways, I don't need to do it, so I'm not going to do it. That's a bad idea. There we go. Okay. But anyways, yes, you can bring in line art, edit it, and then do your other operations on it. In this case, we're going to extrude and fill in the blanks. So you know, let's just try extruding it. Yeah, I think we'll extrude it and then put it into polygons. Polygons is important because right now these are not polygons. Okay, curve selected. No taper, no twist. Let's see how well it handles this. Let's do one. See what it looks like. Poly extrude works on poly faces. Okay, fine. Fine. Oh, it really didn't like that. It really did not like that. We're going to start over because it just messed up a bunch of stuff. That's what I forget for trying to do something in a different way instead of just the way I know will work. Get rid of some extra lines. Save. Saving might be smart. First, let's see what it looks like in the hypergraph. Oh, it is a whole bunch of different transforms and curves and such. Oh. That is messy. We saved. And all we want is the curves. Oh, it put them by their layers. Ooh. This might be a little bit more work than I was thinking of. Unless it's going to do it the smart way, which I kind of doubt. So let's see. We might have to be more creative with this than just converting. Modify, convert, NURBS to polygons. Okay, let's do quads because Unity will convert it anyways. And let's just see what on earth happens. Ew, yep, it did not like that. It did not like that at all. Oh, let's see. Ugh. Okay. This might be painful. Let's see. No valid items selected. Well, that is curious why it's not letting me do these things. I should be able to convert this into a polygon mesh. Current selection doesn't match the... I'm going to look at this off stream. I mean, these are all closed shapes. I understand that some of these, think of it like a stencil. Some of these might be a little more difficult to fill in because it has to fill in between these objects. But these objects should go just fine. And they're not. I mean, the funny thing is I should just be able to extrude these and then put a cap on the end. I've done it before. I am just doing this. Yeah, just unfortunately, I don't quite remember how. Here. Extrude. Select the path last. Well, we don't want to do that. No, not that one. Yep, I guess we're going to be doing this off stream. You know, I just did this not too long ago, too. That's the kind of sad part. In fact, I did this for our other text. Where are we hiding? Where's my Unity 6? So our text way over here. I did this in Maya. I just don't remember how. One more shot, and then we'll give that a rest. Hmm. Select surface. We got our curve. Okay, yep, we'll try this. I'll Google this off stream and see what on earth is going on with that. Anyways, we won't be adding a 3D logo tonight. That is very odd. That is very odd indeed. It's okay. We did have other things to do on the old list right here, as I block my hand tracking. Let's see. We got add cameras to rig controls, headgear switching. Okay, so the headgear switching was on the list. Show off the tracking. Check. Summon stairs. Oh yeah. And headset. We might put the stairs off. Let's see, what time is it? 9 o'clock. Give me another drink of water. Instead of summoning stairs, how about we duplicate objects? Let's see how this works first. And since we are in the playground here, let's go do that. It's supposed to be super easy. Where's our script? Script. Object crackable, player pick up and drop. Okay, so we grab an object. And currently we grab it and we put it down. But what if... Here we go. Instead of swapping hands, I'm going to use the swap hand code. And I'm going to duplicate the object. And that should be as ridiculously easy as duplicating the object. Just make another void here. Oh no, we're doing some programming. It's okay though. I think I saved a screenshot. Assuming I don't lose my tracking here. There we go. I did save a screenshot. Okay. We're going to call this pass in the object. No, not dupe object. No, well, fine. Fine, we'll call you dupe object. This is IntelliSense being extra helpful. It's like, oh yeah, you wanted to call it this, right? And it should be as easy as object. We'll call it duplicate. Duplicated equals instantiate dupe object. Okay, so that gives us a new object. And what we're going to do is, let's see, look. Duplicated dot transform. Object duplicated transform. Do I need to load a transform? Oh no, it's loading it correctly. Okay. You know what? We are just going to make it have the same space as the previous object, I think. We'll see how that works. The problem could be is collisions. The problem will definitely be collisions. It'll collide with itself instantly. So how about we put it off in the distance a little bit? New vector 3. A vector 3 is point in space. X, Y, Z. I think Z should be the distance. And if not, we'll figure that out. So we want dupe object. Transform. Ooh, I'm not sure if this will quite work, but we'll give it a shot. X creates a new vector given, okay. Y and Z, oops, transform position Y. And this, but we'll say plus maybe 10. That might be too far away, but we'll see what this looks like. Why is this not? Object does not contain a definition for transform. Object duplicate transform. Oh, silly me, silly me. Shortcuts. Game object. There we go. Game object. Okay, and for now, we will just say, instead of swapping, I'm just gonna say, let's see, duplicate no. Get object. And we're gonna pass in object grabbable. This is partially why we don't program this late at night. Okay, private void update. private void public. You're returning. Oh. Hmm. This is definitely why I don't duplicate object to do. Did I spell it wrong? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. Duplicate. Duplicate. Duplicate, maybe? And object grabbable is a object grabbable. Duplicate. Yes, it's very duplicated. Very, very duplicated. Yes. What is object grabbable? Object grabbable is a grabbable object. Ah. And these are all transforms. I did it this way so it wouldn't so it wouldn't take as much processing power by loading the whole object. Man, I was gonna make this easy. By anything I pick up, I just duplicate. The exact reason your brain can't do type coding. Well, most of the time it'll be super helpful. Too helpful. Frequently too helpful. Duplicate. Yes. Yeah, so if you don't, I'm like, why isn't it letting me call my function? Oh, because you spelled it wrong. It's okay with you spelling it wrong until you want to, call it. Okay, so this was just going to be a test, and I made it much more difficult than I should have for a little test, because we're not grabbing the whole game object. Currently carrying something drop. It changes the grab point. Yeah, all of this. Yeah, this won't work for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I know. I have all this code based in the grab object, which is attached to any object that is grabbable. Makes sense, right? But for my test, I want to be able to duplicate a game object. If I wanted to duplicate a grabbable object, I would have to have the duplicate object over in the other script, which is where it starts getting messy, because I literally just wanted to test this. But what I can do is I can put this over in the other one. So let's just comment this out for now. Go over to object grabbable, which I had handily up here. We'll see, even here we're not grabbing the actual object. We just have the transforms and the rigid body. It keeps it very lightweight because we're not loading into memory an extra copy of the object to play with it. We are just doing what we need to. So yeah, this test is not quite what we were gonna do. I have a different idea though. We're gonna leave this code here. We are gonna leave this code here so we can play with it. And I'm just going to put that in. Let's make it a serialized field. Serialized. I think I'm doing pretty good for... He says that he mistyped. Serialized. I'm doing pretty good for after 9 p.m. Yeah, it can be a private game object. What did I call it? Dupe object? Dupe this object. There. That will fix it. It'll fix it enough for testing at least. Now I need to go find my player pickup script. Where is my, here it is, player pickup script. We now have a dupe this object. And let's go find something to dupe. What should we dupe? Giant rusties. Wouldn't that be terrifying? Wouldn't that be terrifying? Dupe some giant rusties. Okay. Viewthonics, there you are. Okay. Player armature. There. I gotta change another part of the script. We don't want the vector position. We want... let's just try it. Let's just try it. It's only going to spawn in one location. That's the problem. It's only going to spawn in one location. Okay. Bam. If it spawns at all. If it spawns at all. Which it did not. If input is R, duplicate object. From Z. Okay, what do we got? We got Y up. Okay. Come on. Test position. Test position dot position. Now we're going to make a spawn point. We're going to go to the main office, which is right here. We are going to create an empty test drop. And that is not where I wanted it to be. But that is okay, we can move it. We're going to start dropping monitors out of the sky. Although, we'll have to see if they have physics enabled or not. I don't think they will. So we're going to put something that has physics enabled for funsies. Okay, where is it? Put it over here a little bit. All right. Now let's go find our armature, play our armature, which has the script. And let's find a chair. Let's find you. You are prop chair 01. Right there. Prop chair 01. This track that's playing always reminds me of Mass Effect. Always reminds me of Mass Effect. Love it. Prop chair. Prop chair. As long as I don't click on it, I can still, yes. Okay. We're gonna dupe this object. So I'm changing it from the monitor to the chair because I know the monitor has physics enabled. Welcome in, Malformed. Welcome in. We are going through great lengths to test something. Too much lengths to test a thing. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, did we give it a dupe this object? We didn't, because we didn't save our script yet. Script, where are you? Here you are. Save. Saving our script. I want a duplicator. And this will come in handy later when I start equipping throwable items. Because we'll want to spawn, there we go. We'll want to spawn more of a thing. Basically, load it, fire it off, and load another one after that's fired. Welcome in, Fruitsy Collins. Ahoy. Let's see if it worked. Look at all the cool folks. Yeah, there's some cool folks here. There's some cool folks here tonight, as always, as to be expected, maybe? As we hope, anyways. All right. Let's see if we can drop chairs from the sky. Can we drop? They should be coming from right over here. Oh, whoa. Where on earth did that come from? That is interesting. Bam, 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 bam. They are blinking out of existence. What is happening to them? Wow. How goes the dev? The dev's going, we are definitely instantiating some chairs. They are timeline unstable chairs here. Interesting. Let's see what happens to said chair. In fact, we should be able to knock that one over and see what happens. Yep, and it changed positions. So they're changing their rotation and everything. Right there. I don't know if you caught that. Bam, bam. But they're disappearing instantly. I have an idea. Well, for one thing, let's freeze the camera. Let's see if they're dropping too fast below us and just falling forever. No. Oh, yes. He who T-poses in the sky. He who watches over us. The giant rusty in the sky. All hail. All hail. The giant rusty in the sky. All hail my hand tracking that keeps falling off. There we go. He who T-poses. We're really zoomed out right now, too. There we go. Tilt, 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 tilt. Can't tilt any further. There we go. Okay, I give up with the hand tracking. That's enough for this bit. Why is our chair not sharing? I do not know why our chair is not sharing. Ooh, since we got a couple more people here, look at we got more tracking. We can sway a little bit. We can twist. Yeah. We have to go opposite for twisting though. Yep. Yeah. I'm wearing some extra trackers at the moment. Yeah, I can bob. There we go. We can attempt to jam. No, going white guy jam here. Yep. It's really hard to try and dance when you are seated and it is approximating. I mean, the most I can do is just like, I mean, I've had hand tracking for a while, so I'm sure I could, But we aren't going to be flossing tonight. Yeah. No, I'm wearing 2 extra trackers. They're running through slime. They're not slime trackers. Whoa. They're vomit-inducing swirling. Here, hold on. So what we're doing is I have 2 phones on me, and we're running this through Slime VR. So they're not using the official open source slime tracking, but approximating it using all the fancy sensors we already have in our cell phones. So I've got one phone strapped to my chest and another one sitting in front of me on my desk. Dancing while seated makes it look like your model has a diaper seat. Well, you know, it's been a long session so far. Yeah. So this the VR tracking is just going into VC face, getting bundled up with the rest of the tracking, which it looks like I need to reset anyways, because I'm looking kind of off into the distance. But it's getting all bundled up, and then we have something listening here in Unity, gets all the tracking and applies it to the armature. Yeah, we can do a little squat. And that's about it from being seated. I do now have a VR set, so if I have a little more time and a couple hundy more for some actual like Vive trackers, we could do more accurate tracking and more of it. But for right now, we just get the lean. We get a little shimmy, a little extra movement. And I think for the $0 I paid for the extra phones that I already have lying around, not bad. Last time we tried this, we used Joy-Cons. I had a Joy-Con sitting in front of me on the desk, a Switch Joy-Con. And true to form, it drifted. Hold on, I gotta reset this. Drive me nuts. Let's see. Yaw reset? No, not that one. There we go. Now we're straightened out a little bit. Yeah, this doesn't drift at all. I think the only reason it got a little bent out of shape is because it's not super secured to my chest. You can hear it jingle around right here. And then the one in front of me, I probably bumped it a few times. Because let's see, should we spin? Should we spin? Yeah. I wonder if it added it up, or if it just zeroes out and corrects itself when it comes all the way around. It looks like it just corrects itself when it goes all the way around. Spin, 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 spin. That's funny. Posture check. Okay. I can wiggle the one on my chest too, so I can do a little wobble wobble. No, it's fun. New toys. Actual tracking. I might have to finally look into Mega Mocap tutorials on how to get that all working. Because now I can start it at least. I can approximate it. And I saw some demo videos, but with the headset that I have, you can do okay hand tracking directly from their cameras that they already have on the headset. So that's kind of cool. But yes, the most important thing is I do not get motion sick from using the VR there. Oh, what? What? Okay, hold on, hold on. Oh my. Wait, hold on. I have a sneaking suspicion. I have a sneaking suspicion. I need my teleport script. Teleport script. Teleport script. The Grand Rusty has blessed us with chairs. Oh. Thank you. I'm going to move the grab position, the spawn position. I remember reading a while back that a way to stop VR motion sickness is for devs to put a digital nose in their games. Yes, it gives you something to focus on. Yes, it gives you something to focus on. One thing I did have to turn off, I think I was, yeah, when I tried out VR chat, I did have to turn on the whatever kind of active locomotion, whatever they call it. Basically where you move the controller and you're moving. Nope. I had to do the kind of the teleport travel. Yes, yes. Moving forward without, or with as immersive as VR is, moving forward at least, I should say, moving your virtual body without moving your real body is what'll get you, and that's definitely what does it. That's definitely what has done it for me in the past. But no, it helps having nice high resolution panels too. Screens. Teleport, teleport, teleport. A character rig? Where is my teleport? Nope. Okay, let's go find our teleport script. We don't have teleport script. The subtle latency. I didn't have too much problem with, I mean, yeah, like I said, I didn't get motion sickness. There was something I wasn't playing. I haven't played I should say I haven't played like a fast-paced game with it yet either. I just got this thing like last weekend. I've been playing with it a little bit. I did watch a 3D movie. I had to like rip it and put it on the hard drive to watch it, but that was neat. That was neat. The first time I tried VR, I was sitting in a pilot seat with metal armor. And it freaked out the second because you couldn't see your chest moving to breathe. Pilot seat with metal armor. Oh, so in VR, your avatar had metal armor, right? Okay. Ooh, you had Nix, you had a VR game with the PSVR. Ooh, cool, cool. Oh, sci-fi armor, yeah. Interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, it's definitely something to, like I imagine for developing for, you have to take a whole new set of things into consideration. Where is my destination? It's called Destination? It is called Destination. Okay. Destination. Where do I have my teleport script hiding? Okay, script. Oh, Skyrim VR, I really want to give that a shot. Part of the frame that isn't in focus, yeah. Ooh, Coraline, I think. Yeah, I didn't have problems with the was that the passive VR glass or the passive 3D glasses that you would get at, like the Disney films and all that. Portal, there it is. Here we go. Here's the code I need. Physics sync transforms. Yeah, I don't have problems with that. The only time I had a problem with it is if you're sitting in a goofy angle in the theater. Now, granted, I haven't been to a 3D movie, let alone a movie in the theater, in quite a while. But yeah, no, I remember the only 3D movie I really had problems with was Rogue One, and that's because of the theater. Shoved way in the corner. Way in the corner. But yeah, and that totally messed with the depth of field because I was at a goofy angle, like trying to watch it, and I think their projector wasn't calibrated perfectly either. So I pretty much had to watch the movie with one eye closed. And when you're paying $15 or whatever it is, that's not cool. Oh, Coraline was good because there's no, I just reread that, no motion blur depth of field issues. Oh, true. I wonder for Coraline didn't, well, actually, wouldn't they just use two cameras? I mean, for side by side, they probably had to have, if they would have had two cameras at the same time for shooting it in stereo, being tiny sets, they would have had to have some kind of mirrored, operation to have the lenses that close for cinema lenses, anyways. I mean, if you look at your phone, you could, if you had, I unintentionally just picked up my phone to look at it, and look at what you did. Look at what you did, Rusty. Now we are truly 3D tracked. Okay, we'll put that back down. Posture check. Okay, so funny enough, that snapped right back to where it should be when I set the phone back down to where it is. That's funny. That's funny. Let's see if it worked this time. Let's go back to the office. And ta-da! Yay! We have, you can't see because of depth of field, but here we go. As I float around. Ta-da! Why is it restoring? Got it. I must have bumped on the edge of the screen somewhere. I've got a helpful tip. A helpful tip stranded in the middle of my screen. Thanks, Windows. That is super helpful, Windows. Thank you. I can now restore up. I can now restore up as we drop stuff from the ceiling. Restoring it upward, if you will. It's just being extra helpful. Thank you, Windows. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Windows, for being so extra helpful. Let us ponder the mystery of restore up. Ponder. Yes. But also, let's just keep spawning chairs. So, what was happening and why it would only work certain times, I think if a chair was still falling, it would spawn incorrectly because there was still physics being made, or maybe if this chair, the original was still falling or was moving just slightly, then it would spawn incorrectly because physics was slowly moving. But to go from zero physics to full physics, it was having that blinky problem because it didn't know, well, hi there. It didn't know what to do. And so much like when we teleport, like this, we have to enable physics, otherwise stuff happens. But look, everything's still there. Oh, we're gonna use this. And we are stuck with restore up in the middle of our screen, probably until I reboot. Yes. This is great. It's the little things. It really is the little things. Man, they have some good collision meshes on these things too. But catching up. Chair. Multiple chairs. And you can tell I have a point light right there too. Well, I have one right here. That's what the little shiny bloom, little purple bloom in my hand is. But over there, yeah, you can definitely tell that there's a point light floating right there for the office. Right next to Restore Up, by the way. Right there. We will restore the light as well. Uh-oh, uh-oh. They're fighting for dominance. Who will win? Oh no, oh no. What have we wrought? What madness? What madness will overtake this office? Oh no, oh no. We're gonna start to lose it here. We're gonna have collisions with the camera. We're gonna have collisions with Rusty, and help me! Restore Up. Save me, Restore Up. And scene. Get out there. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. You can see past Restore Up. You can see the chairs all stacked. In fact, we can still do this. We can keep going. We can keep going. Oh, they're even falling outside of the office. That is great. Okay. I am thoroughly amused. I think we need more chairs. I mean, just imagine if I had cloned this guy instead. Imagine how terrible that would be. Just everywhere. Please take a seat. Okay, what is extra funny is the spawn point is within the pile of chairs now. We need to take a better look. Oops. This one. Where are we? They're like zombies. They're all fighting for dominance over there. I'm not even pressing anything. And they're still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to figure it out over there. It's okay. Restore Up will save them. Restore Up will save them. Yes. Over yonder. Oh crap. Guess who messed up his textures at one point? So Virtual Boy mode's a little off. Little off. Alright. Where were we? No, we definitely weren't there. I forget that in the big space station level, we only have 2 teleportation points. Whereas in the factory, we have multiple teleportation points. I should probably update the code. I should probably update the code. I'm too busy making popcorn chairs over here. You know, this would lead to some very interesting effects. Oh. I hit the flashlight button at some point during all of this. We need the popcorn song now. I have an idea. Oh, it looks like I also need to fix the object that is supposed to be spawning the light bulb instead of just having the light bulb light above my head. I mean, it's a bright idea, but it's not quite there. It's not quite there yet. It's like a half-formed idea. It's just not there yet. You know what I want to try? You know what I need to try? Hold on. I gotta tab out of here. Let's try this out. See if I'm floating into the sky or not. Okay. Full reset. Nope, it does not do the seated position. I guess that would make sense. I was trying to see if I could get myself to sit down by resetting the tracking positions, but they're relative to each other. So essentially, I just went from, when I was standing, I just went from having a very long torso to a shorter torso. To sit and stand, I would need to move both of them up and down. Infinite seats. A little experiments you can do when it just pops into your head. Okay, let's see. We want to... There. Now I can look down better. And not a spot to sit. There's plenty of spots to sit. It's plenty of spots to sit. I mean, what do you mean? Oh, I am on top of the chairs. I have asserted dominance on the chairs. Yes. And also, we could just fly above the chairs. Yeah, I completely forgot I have a jump key. Completely forgot. We could just fly above the chairs. Look at us go. Have you not seen the Rusty drone before? Yes, this is flight mode. This is flight mode, Rusty. Eee. Yeah, even I forget because we've been spending a lot of time in the factory setting that all up. I do forget what a lot of my hotkeys do here. For all the little silly things that I've made. Really? The first stream? Well, welcome in. I didn't think there was a first time chatter on there, so you must have said at least hi before. Is this all the faster we can go? Or is this... Oh, wait. There we go. This one's faster. Oh, so welcome in. We have Head in a Jar. Our good friend over here, Head in a Jar. We can pick up things. I did mess with my script to make infinite chairs. Normally we don't have a restore up tooltip sitting here in the middle of the effing stream forever, but it is what it is. Here we have Don't Tell Dead Son. Don't Tell Dead Son. Let's see what else we got. So this level, I didn't make all this from scratch. You know, full disclosure. This is a demo scene for an asset pack. And there, come on, we can walk. We can run. And it's really cool. It shows off all these sci-fi low poly assets. It's pretty cool. My favorite spots are that corridor that I've been throwing everything. And the bridge. Really cool lighting. We should turn off the cool lighting too. See how Rusty glows in the dark a bit. But no, how this all started off is how this all this fun stuff is you're telling Dad, oh, you wouldn't dare. You wouldn't dare. How this all started off, why we're using this is because I needed somewhere to start. I started doing this game dev part of it, the non-robot stuff. I should say the non-physical robot stuff. We're still robot people here. I started doing the game dev stuff like a year ago now. I'd have to check the VODs. I'm actually slowly uploading the VODs to YouTube. So we have a VOD channel. Not, I think it's linked from here. I still have to add in the little thing. I think it's linked from my main YouTube channel. We'll see. But it's just a Rusty Robot Factory VODs. So if you want to catch the old stuff with like even more scuff and crunchy audio and stuff, oh, it's there. It's there. But essentially, I needed somewhere to start with this whole game dev thing. And I didn't want to just start with the default cube sitting on a plane. So came in here, started playing around. You know, figured out how to do some of the stuff from being a VTuber type and setting up the VTuber avatar myself, I should say, and just kind of going from there. The stream environment is a very fun motivator. Having something tangible. I say tangible, digitally tangible. It definitely makes it fun. Like here, my character, my avatar, is running around in a spaceship. You know, that's fun. That's fun. I get to do all sorts of fun shenanigans, basically whatever pops in my mind. And it's learning exercises, like how can we teleport from point A to point B? Well, there we go. Now we're way on top of Giant Rusty's head. I figured out the teleport script, which I later put to a hotkey so I could go between the office, the green screen area. I think I was going somewhere with that, but popcorn chairs. So let's see. Every little idea is something to learn. Yes, so Giant Rusty, I thought would just be funny, and it is. It is very funny. He who T-poses over us. All hail. He was, I want to experiment with tracking multiple objects. Or I should say having multiple objects using my tracking. And it did work. Yes. He who T-poses over us. And also messing with the scale and stuff. So that was a successful experiment, and it was fun, so I left it there. I left him there. Whoa. We're having a little difficulty over here. Little flying Rusty. Which, I have to be in this guy. There we go. Little flying Rusty came about when I was trying to have my motion control match up with the game controls. So this guy matching up with this guy, because I do have to swap. I do have to swap between them because I haven't gotten around to finding the right way to blend the tracking data with being able to, use controller input. It's on the to-do list. So how Little Flying Rusty came about is the head wasn't matching to the controller body at all. And I'm like, what if I just leave the other body invisible and just be a funny little floating spaceship? And then here we are. Yeah, steal from the best. You gotta learn somewhere, right? You stole Omochao from Servina and you're stealing piano from Renee. I did notice that. I did notice that piano. And then you stole Unreal from Woody Devs. I mean, Woody Devs is doing some really fun stuff. I mean, I'm sure he's super busy with, actual money-making endeavors and not just, fun YouTube videos. But I do miss his content too. And there were a number of creators during the second wave of VTubing stuff that had some really wild things, and I imagine they just moved on to other things, other projects that paid better, more, because honestly, for streaming, you kind of have to hit it viral if you're going to be big, or you really put in the work. You really put in the work, and you get noticed, and grow the audience more and more. It's the kids think it's easy. It's a lot of work that goes into streaming, I'm sure. Miss Griff, yeah. And last night? Was that last night that Dead Sun and Mocap were talking about I'm blanking on Big Blue Alien guy. I had it on the tip of my tongue. I had it on the tip of my tongue, but he did a whole, not Pixel Fire, because Pixel Fire is still doing stuff. Mm-mm. No, not Astral Illusion. Maybe I can just go to my YouTube favorites and boom, he's right there. That's the blue avatar looking guy with the fire hair, plasma fire hair. Why am I blanking on that? I have to go back a ways here, aren't I? But yeah, no, there's so many people came out with some just amazing stuff and still continue to. It's not just a one-time thing. Yeah, it's just neat. I'm funny. I'm talking with the tracking, and you're only getting my head tracking here. But it's so inspiring. I mean, even if they're not doing something now, but they were in the past, and the beauty of, archival internet and YouTube being what it is we can go back and look at this, even if it was made 4 years ago, 10 years ago. I think YouTube goes to what, 16 years ago now, 18 years ago, something like that. Oh no, I'm not seeing him in his I'm not seeing him in my list here. Oh well. I'll post it in chat. Chat if I can figure out. There we go. Ta-da! If I can figure it out later. And I feel this way with a lot of content creators, whether they're doing like dev type stuff or VTuber stuff or anything. And it's kind of a shame when you see them go, and obviously there's real people. Well, most of the time I'm sure there's real people behind the avatars, right? And it's a shame when they do move on to other things, from a selfish point of view of like, I want to see more of your content, more of your stuff. And it's a shame when that ceases. It's like your favorite TV show ending, except not necessarily ending, just kind of stopping without a new season. And obviously you don't want anyone to feel guilty about it. Oh, this is a cool room. I don't know if I've ever walked through this room. Restore up. Have we walked through this room before? Restore up. Why won't you speak to me anymore? Why won't you speak to me anymore? I'm going to keep using that gag until the end of the stream here. But yeah, no, it's sad to see your favorite creators go, or a series end without a resolution. But you hope for the best for them, that they've found something, that they've maybe it helped them get a cool professional gig or something like that. So yes, restore up. Thank you. We do need wings. I do want to make wings, like neon anime wings. I think that'd be pretty cool. Next, you watch a lot of Call Me Kevin. It was sad when he said he was going down from 7 videos to just 1. Yeah, and it's that way with other creators too. So what is it? We just need to enjoy the moments we have with them. Something like that, right? We need to enjoy this green screen staring at us, and staring through the back of the gremlin's head. The green screen, ooh, it mostly works. The green screen mostly works now if I have spout enabled. Is that this one? No, it is not that one. This one? It's not this one, but this seems like a fun place to oh hey, look it, I'm right here. I'm in the picture. I should really get a new splash image where I'm not necessarily in the picture. We'll go with this though. We'll go with this. I do need to call it a night. So we're gonna lock the camera here. And we are gonna find ourselves someone Go visit. Thank you again, everyone, for stopping by. Yeah, it was a fun night. We got popcorn. You know what? We don't need this. Wait, hold on. We gotta get out of here. There we go. Unlock the camera. There we go. As restore up. Oh, wait, this hand. As restore up is our witness. Can I not? Oh, I can't change my eye colors. I don't have that set up for here. As restore up is my witness. We have chairs. I'm gonna screenshot this right away. Bam. Because if I screenshot the video, it'll have the other avatar in there and everything. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I was watching the stream in the corner here and it showed me screenshotting the screen. Okay. We're getting a little too meta here. Bum, 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 bum. Chairs to the moon. I think we need more chairs. I think we definitely need more chairs. More chairs. Oh, there are a lot of folks on tonight for a Monday. I didn't think Monday was that popular of a streaming night. We are going to go. You know what? There we go. We're going to go say hi to Mocap. Because I want to ask him who that creator was. I'm going to ask him who that creator was. Okay, the raid message. Oh, you know what? We need a better raid message. This is my usual raid message, but we're going to say, okay, I have to do my new emotes. I forgot to use my new emote. Rusty Chair Raid. And feel free to put the dancing dinosaurs in there instead. Feel free to use the dancing dinosaurs. But yes, the spinny emote. The spinny emote was accepted. So, how about we go say hi to Mega Mocap VR? I'm going to have to catch up on his tutorials on how to do the whole motion capture funness. And who knows? Now I have a reason to go hop into Unreal and play with his Unreal stuff for motion tracking. So, all right. See y'all on Wednesday. Wednesday will be the next stream. Hopefully have the robot going with improvements. Catch y'all later. All right. Bye.